So, Raj, what motivated you to write NVC Toolkit for Facilitators? And what did the co-authors bring to the book that you celebrate or you'd like to bring our attention to?
Hmm.
And how is the book relevant today?
I think the NVC toolkit came about when Lucy, Judy, and I were taking a walk one summer evening in a park around Lucy's home, and we were talking about how when we go into prison to do share NVC with men, because each of us was sharing NVC with inmates in prison, and people were we were asking for volunteers to join us, and it seemed that people wanted to volunteer, but they wanted some resources that they could use, they could learn, that so that they felt comfortable being volunteers for NVC in prison. They said if we could create some resources that would be helpful instead of just reading a book and thinking we can go sit in a circle and talk. That's when the book came about, that we will record verbatim what somebody could be saying, so set an intention, do an activity, and then follow up with some reflection questions, and which would then give somebody the confidence that I can bring this into an institution where people want to come in and learn. One of the big requests we have of anyone using the NVC toolkit is that it not be used as a technique, but it applied as a consciousness.
Mm,
It's not about I'll run this activity, and it has to come from the consciousness of compassion and empathy and a genuine spirit of curiosity for wanting to understand the other person. And so we started off to write a book. Then we said, no, we don't want people to be photocopying from the book some handouts. So there's handouts that are available. And I don't like to call them handouts, like worksheets available now online that people can download. Each activity has some. And then there's visual aids to be using on the floor, on the wall, so that people can use those as well. Some of the activities which we thought maybe we need a demonstration are available online for people to watch how to do those. They seemed like
mm,
it would be useful to have a demonstration for those. So it took us 3 years to build this whole resource: the book, the worksheets, the visual aids, and the videos. So that's what one gets when you are using the toolkit as a resource. Is a resource and how is it relevant? I think in the times we're living right now is we're being called to look at how we have been with ourselves, in our relationships, in our organizations, in our families. We're being called to look at that. Yeah.
mm. Yeah, yeah. And I know that experiential education is a big interest and value to the participants who I'm reaching out to. So I'm very, very glad that in all your your expressions, that that plays a significant role in your motivation and your methodology. So I'm very excited about that.
Well, I think you've
Yeah.
already mentioned the interconnectedness, like we're interconnected with each other. The,
Mm,
this how to see our interconnectedness, our interpersonal relationships with each other, with the environment, with everything. You know, how is it that we have been, and how to bring it back to what is really important to us. And that's why compassion and empathy and seeing each other's humanity becomes a really important part of life.